made life easy for them. Somehow they didn't have workers. It was a tough situation. I started looking for ways. Trust me, whenever I found a black person, this is my sister.
Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Leila. I'm a nurse here in Germany and I'm also a part-time English teacher. Today's video, I'm going to be introducing my eldest sister. She's called Asha and I'm going to be interviewing her. A lot of people have been asking me how I managed to come to Germany, and so the story is today. So today, Asha, I want to ask you about how you helped all of us to move here to Germany. Okay, so the title of this video is How My Sister Helped Me to Move to Germany. So I'm just going to give you the microphone and then we're going to be like listeners, you know? Mm-hmm. Maybe we begin from your story of how you came.
Should I hold it myself?
Yes, you can hold it.
Okay, so I came to Germany when I was 22 years old. I think I was 21, ending 21. And I had finished studying and I didn't have a job in Uganda. So since I had studied German in Uganda in school, I got this opportunity to do au pair in Germany. So I applied for au pair.
Okay, let me break a little bit. How did you get the opportunity to apply for au pair? Because some people would want to know.
And my secondary school teacher told me about au pair back then when I was still in senior 6. So that's how I got the idea of au pair. And then my aunt, Aunt Asha, who lives in Nuremberg. So I talked to her about it, au pair, blah, blah, blah. And then she went to an agency that back then in Nuremberg that was doing au pair, and then she told them, I have my niece, she already knows how to speak German because I already studied German in senior 6, from senior 1 to senior 6. So I had studied German from senior 1 to senior 6, and then she applied for me. She literally applied, filled in all the forms and everything, and then she sent them to me in Uganda, and then I filled them in and sent them back to her in Nuremberg, and then that's how I got into the au pair agency, and then they got me here to Stuttgart.
Okay, and how did you now get us here to Germany, like step by step? Because I've introduced Sharifa, Jalia, and now they are seeing you, and they might be wondering, how did we all get to be here? Because there are people on my YouTube page that are still outside Germany, and they would want to come as nurses or to come and do Ausbildung. So how did we come here?
So initially, when I came as au pair, my goal was to continue studying as an architect. Like after the 1 year of au pair, I wanted to continue studying architecture at the university after that. But then I got so many challenges. They told me my studium was unanerkannt, like nicht anerkannt. So I had was not recognized, exactly. So I had to begin from year 1. And of course, I had already studied all the years in architecture. I didn't want to go back to year 1. Yeah. I told myself no. And I had to also have 5,000 euros in my account as, I think, upkeep. Because usually you're not supposed to pay school fees, but still you have to have something to show that you can support yourself financially. And I didn't have that amount of money. And of course, my dad back then, he was bankrupt.
We didn't have a lot.
Yeah, my dad was bankrupt. Literally using my 200, I used to get 200 euros pocket money.
For au pair.
From au pair. And I used to also send it back to Uganda for my sisters to pay their school fees. Can you imagine? The 200 euros I used to get, I used to also help my dad to pay school fees for my little ones, like my younger, these ones. Yes. So it was tough. It was a tough situation. And there's no way I could save 5,000 for architecture for university. So I gave up on that. And then I started looking for ways of how to after my au pair, how am I going to now stay in Germany? Because I really wanted to stay in Germany. There were no opportunities in Uganda. There was no hope in Uganda. I really didn't want to go back to Uganda after that. And the 200 euros, I couldn't save it because I was sending it back home to help my family. So I looked for ways. I used to find every black person I used to find on the streets. I used to befriend them. I was so happy. Back then I was living in Stetten. It's a little bit outside Stuttgart.
Stetten?
Yeah, Stetten. Stadingen, Stetten.
Ah, okay. Stadingen, I know.
Yeah, but there's a small, like near the Flughafen. It's a little bit remote on top of the mountain, and it's very cold. It's extremely cold. And then I used to like find any black people. Like I used to look on the streets. I used to look for black people, and
And did you find any?
trust me, whenever I found a black person, I feel like this is my sister. I could talk. I could just jump on them. I'm like, hi, how are you? Some of them couldn't speak English. They could speak like French, and they're like that. But then the moment I could find an English-speaking person, I was so happy. And then I would tell them about myself. I would introduce myself.
You know what, Asha, this story is going to be so long. Let's skip that and let's talk about how you got into the Altersheim, where you got your Ausbildung opportunity and then were able to also bring us in. Like, how did you get it?
Of course, through
From
looking
au
for
pair.
people like on the streets until I finally found this girl. She was called. No, she wasn't. I found through uncle. Uncle, the one who lives in Schwarzwald, introduced me to a Ugandan boy called, and then introduced
Connected
me
you.
to. Then was doing FSYOT back then. She was doing FSYOT in Fielder Clinic.
Yeah.
And that's how I got the connections to apply for FSYOT through a company called Volkswerk für Baden-Württemberg.
Okay.
That's where I applied through Volkswerk für Baden-Württemberg.
Volkswerk. Is it still there?
Volkswerk.
Oh, okay.
Volkswerk.
Because first we came through
Yeah,
EOS,
EOS,
Erlebnis
yes.
Pädagogik.
Yes.
Okay.
So Volkswerk für Baden-Württemberg is still there, but they only take au pair. They only
Europe.
take through within German actually,
Yeah.
within German and within Baden-Württemberg.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. So I got my FSJ in this Altenheim because house, and
You mentioned the name.
I'm not supposed to mention it.
No, we're not advertising. I'm removing the name.
Okay.
So you got
No
a
problem.
placement. Let's begin
So
from there
I
again.
got my FSJ there in this Altenheim, and I was so happy because this was like freedom to me. Because as an au pair, I didn't have this freedom because I was living in someone's house. But as an FSJotler, I was now living alone. I got my own room. I could now come in and go anytime I wanted. Like I felt like it's freedom. Actually, that was the 14th of September.
Yeah.
2014.
What?
2014.
Long ago.
That was long
Mine
ago. And I told, for a long time, I was celebrating my freedom.
Of being
Independence.
independence.
That day, 14th of September, I was always celebrating my freedom. And I was so happy.
But how was the experience for you for au pair? Like, was it really that anstrengend, like challenging?
It was challenging.
Was it challenging?
Yeah, to me, au pair was
why?
extremely challenging for me because I had this Schwäbisch speaking mother. Like she was speaking Schwäbisch. When I came to Germany, all the language that I thought I had learned in school, the German language, I couldn't understand this woman. She was speaking Schwäbisch. The things were so different. We had a big culture difference. Like the culture difference was huge. I was under culture shock. She couldn't understand me. I couldn't understand her. And of course, I didn't want to lose my job as an au pair because I didn't want her to be unimpressed about me. And I had a lot of challenges. And of course, the kids, I had 2 kids to take care of, like the 5-year-old daughter, and her 2-year-old son. But somehow, in Uganda, you didn't have to play with the children all the time.
They play with each
Yeah,
other.
they play with each other. So for me, I would just look at them. I would look after the children.
Yeah.
For me, I thought that's the job.
Yeah.
Like look after them. They don't get hurt, and that's a deal. But
Yeah.
she wanted me to play with them. Beschäftigt die Kinder. Die Kinder beschäftigen like all the time.
That can be.
Take them to Spielplatz. To me, I felt like it's too much. But somehow I knew that I had to do the job. I had to nail it. I had to please her. And it wasn't easy. Somehow, there's some things she used to say like, du, kannst du das machen? For me, it came wrong to me because I felt like, why is she calling me du? Doesn't she know my name? My name is Asha.
I know it can sound impolite, but ehrlich gesagt, right now, as for the years I've lived here in Germany, if someone is telling me, du kannst du das machen, I find it more sweet actually.
Yeah, actually, I know.
Yeah.
She wanted to be nice. She wanted to be sweet. But to me, interpreting the whole Ugandan vibe for me, I felt like, you dog, you cow, you know, like, can't you say my name? Why are you saying do? So I felt like it wasn't that easy. Being au pair wasn't easy. So that's why I was very happy to be an FSYotla. Because this time I was now out of somebody's house. I wasn't living in under someone's, beobachtung the whole time. Yeah.
So, and then after you did FSYot and you started your Ausbildung, when did you invite Jalia? Jalia is my second old sister.
Yeah.
And she came before me. And
Yeah.
when did you now decide to invite her in?
So
and how
after-
did you actually manage to convince your boss to help you with inviting her in?
So after that 1 year of FSYot, I was happy. I used to work with a lot of joy. People used to like me. People used to be like, where do you get the energy from? I'm the kind of person who would come to the Altenheim in the morning, frushished, and sing to the whole Speisesaal.
Wait. I remember that was our habit when we used to come inside the Umkleiderkabine,
Yeah.
like where we used to change clothes after we had all come.
Yeah.
Meine Güte, we would come and then other workers would be like gloomy. And then they would be asking themselves, who is singing? Those are the sisters. Because our cabins were on neighboring each other. And for us, we are active. Like it was literally 6:30, but we were so active. I don't know where the energy. I don't know where the
People used
energy
to
was
be
coming
like,
from.
I am always happy. I was always happy. Like,
Because we were thankful.
we were thankful. We were thankful about the opportunity of doing FSYot.
Yeah.
The opportunity of being here. Like, we were happy. Yeah, exactly. So somehow my boss liked me so much. She used to. I'm the kind of I made life easy for them because somehow they didn't have workers, and I was living up. Like up in the
care
Altenheim.
home, but her apartment was upstairs.
Yes.
On the last stock.
So I never used to feel bad when they call me to like einspringen.
Because you're living in the
Because
Altenheim.
every time they didn't have someone to work, they would just call me, call Asha, and Asha will come, and she will come happily. Like she would not be angry that why me? No. I would come happily, and I would work, and I would sing. People used to like me a lot.
The vibe, the African
Yeah,
vibe.
I used to just give them the African sunshine. And then, but somehow I knew that because I was sending money home for school fees for these guys. And then when Jalia finished her senior 6, the thought came to me, I need to bring her here. Instead of now going to the university, paying all the money for university costs, she would just come directly as an FSYotla. So I told my boss about it, and my boss was so happy about it. She knows how to speak German because she also did German in senior 1 to senior 6.
Yeah. Actually, the good thing is when we were doing our high school, my father made it easy because he used to put us in schools where they also teach German language.
Yeah.
So when it reached time for us to come to Germany, we were only doing the international exam, and it was just taking 3 months, and then we come to Germany. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, and then they gave her immediately. Like she wrote to the Efesiot Traeger. The Efesiot Traeger that they were working with Damas was EOS, and then EOS works internationally. So they applied for. We applied. I drafted an application for my sister Jalia, and then she sent it back to the Altenheim.
She wrote it, she signed on it, and then she sent it back. Like you wrote it for her, you sent it, and you told her, write this in your own handwriting.
Words. Yes, exactly.
We used to use a pen, order.
Yeah.
By that time, we use the pen. You write what Asha has given you to write as your application, and you sign. You leave your signature. You also put your profile. This how is it called? Passport photo. And then you send it back on the email you were supposed to send it. But also we used to first give it to you to control again.
So they have to give it to. So everything has to come to me. So after they've written it again, then they send it back to me on my email, and then I have to look at it through again to see if they have made mistakes or not. And then after that, I send it back to them and tell them, you know what, now you can send to my boss to this email. And then they would send it to my boss, the email, and then they would also send the Efesiot Traeger. Yeah, and then when the Efesiot Traeger gets to write the contract, they would send it to the Altenheim, and then the Altenheim would...
gives it to you.
Would give it to me, yes.
And
would give
you
it to
make
me.
us photos, and then after you send per DHL?
I would send them per DHL to you.
Okay.
And then you guys would now send those DHL documents back to me, and then I'll give them to my boss. And then also to the Efesiot.
So yeah, stimmt. Like when the Efesiot organization makes the contract, it comes to the Altenheim. The Altenheim gives it to Asha. Asha sends it to us in Uganda. We sign on the contract because the contract has to be read and signed. When we sign on it, we send it back to Asha. And Asha is here in Germany. She gives it to the boss. And then that was it.
And everything was so smooth. Everything was so easy back then.
Easy.
Yeah, alhamdulillah. Even at the embassy, you guys would get appointments so quickly because,
But right now, I
so
don't know how it is.
Now they have to wait for 2 years.
Yeah.
Unlucky you. I'm so sorry.
But that's how it was for all of us. Like the process was always like that. Like after Jalia had come through the same process, then Jalia stayed for 1 year, did the Efesiot. And when Jalia was joining school, that's when I came in because then I had finished my senior 6. And it continued like that until my young sister and my cousin and now my...
So I made sure that everyone who finished studying senior 6 would apply for Efesiot.
Yeah.
And I just brought one by one, on until they were all done. Yeah. and then we started bringing cousins too. Yeah.
It was interesting. But also I would say one other thing that was helping the employer, our boss, to enable other people to come, it's because we're projecting a very good picture.
Yeah, we had to also give a good picture, be hardworking, show that we love our job. Like everyone I brought to the Altenheim where I was working, I made sure that they leave a good impact there. Yeah. Like you had to not always crank meld. Like it's not a crime. It's not a crime.
It's like falling sick all the time. People do that. Yeah. They misuse the crank melding. Like the doctors. How is it? Sick leave, People here usually fall sick anyhowly. But then when we used to come, Asha was usually telling us, please do not crank meld. When you come home and your back is paining, she says, I will massage you, but you do not have to crank meld.
Because I was living, when you're looking at a bigger picture, you have to see my younger sister, like Jalia came, I had to make sure she's a good worker so that she leaves a good impact. Oh, her sister is also good. That means the next one is also going to be good. And the next one is also going to be good. So I had to make sure we leave a good impression. Yeah.
But I think we managed to do that because even up to now, they like employing Ugandans in that Altenheim. Yeah. And there is a time also in Corona time where they used to ask us, do you have other people who are in Uganda and would like to come and work? By that time, I think you weren't there. You were doing mini job, I believe. Yeah. But they wanted workers in Corona time and they were asking us to ask people in our home country. But also because Corona was distracting everything, it was difficult with traveling. We didn't also give effort of asking people who wants to come, because also the young cousins in Uganda that we have were still young, and none of them had
senior 6.
Yeah, none of them had senior 6. By the way, talk about it. You used to tell us we should finish high school.
Yeah, you can't just come here with senior 4.
What's the advantage of what is the advantage of someone having senior 6 and over one who is having senior 4? Because you used to always say, no, you have to finish senior 6 because if you want to continue here with Ausbildung and so weiter.
Literally, if you are Ugandan and you come with senior 4, you don't have chances. Like, your chances are really, really slim.
Maybe you should just say African, because I believe whoever is coming from Africa can be different.
Because first of all, they minimize the education system, and usually they look at how many years have you been in school, and if it's just a few years, then you're not going to be really ranked high. Because now the people who did senior 6, they got Fachschule-Reife, oder?
I got Hochschule-Reife, where I can go to university.
Yes. Now for me who did uni, I got Fachhochschule-Reife, meaning I could go to school. But now if you did senior 4, I think they would give you mittlere Schule-Reife. I don't know which is very minimum. You don't qualify for the 3-year Ausbildung. You have to start with the 1-year Ausbildung, I think, and which is also already outgraded. They don't take it anymore. Yeah.
They take it, but also it was elongated. Now they do 2 years. That's what I had.
So instead of doing Ausbildung for 3 years, you're going to end up doing it for 5 years, as if you're studying for being a doctor. I mean,
yeah. So Asha, just give before we close up this video, just give someone outside there who is right now an au pair and would like also to bring her sibling or his sibling to Germany. Give them a bit of advice, like what are the tricks they should do so that they keep good connections. Like,
the only trick I can give, be nice. Like, being nice to people, being nice to your bosses really can take you a long way. Like, if they are impressed with you, they would do anything to make you happy. You see, like, for example, my cousin who last came to Germany, it was hard. I think he came, when did he come? 2 years ago?
Yeah,
1 year ago. Things were difficult.
2 years, because he did FSU, now he's doing Ausbildung.
Yeah. Things were kind of hard getting a visa. Like, getting an appointment in the Ugandan embassy was kind of difficult. But just because I was nice to my boss, this was a new boss, by the way, not the old one where you guys came, in another Altenheim. Just because I was nice to this boss, she made sure she pulls the strings for him. She went a mile ahead, like writing to the German embassy in Uganda. She wrote to them. Who does that, you know? Just because we have a good relationship, the PDL now went out of her way. She wrote to the German embassy in Uganda and told them, I want to employ this person by the names of so and so. Please give them an appointment. And the next day, they gave my cousin brother an appointment, and that's how he got his visa. Yeah. Like, seriously, having a good relationship with the people that you work with, as if you are an au pair and you're looking forward to, like, inviting your siblings or your cousins, you must create a good relationship with your workers, with the co-workers, with the Arbeitsgeber. It's always important.
Yeah. You have to be down on earth for that case. So Asha, just to close up this video, tell some people, usually just to close up this video, you did not introduce yourself. Can you tell people what kind of job you're doing or what kind of jobs you're doing? Because my sister here, she is an entrepreneur. She's a nurse. She's an entrepreneur. She's all over the place.
Yeah, I'm a hustler. Well, I'm a nurse by profession. Yeah. I work 2 jobs. I work night shifts. I'm a, like, Dauernachtwache.
Like, you work on the night shifts?
Yeah, I work on the night shifts because I'm a mother. And I want to, like, save time to be able to take care of my son and also match my working time. So it works better for me. So I work in the Altenheim as a Dauernachtwache. And I also work intensive Pflege, like in intensive Pflege, like her.
Yeah.
That's my second job. I take care of a Wachkoma patient. Yeah, and that's one-on-one. Then I also do. I sell cosmetics online, cosmetics and
that's
perfumes.
why you see her glowing.
Yeah, you guys should come and support me. I sell perfumes online. Any type of perfume that you want, like those expensive perfumes, we make. I cannot call them duplicates because they're not duplicates. We just have our perfume brand is like an inspiration of those expensive brands. You get, like, if, for example, if you want a Gucci, you can get it with me at half the price.
Yeah.
You get, yeah. If you want,
Like you guys make an
We-
English version of
Yes.
that. Like a version that is really smelling like
Actually.
the Gucci one.
Actually,
but
it's even
not
much better.
expensive.
Yeah,
That's true.
Yes, it's even much better because we don't use alcohol in our perfumes. Our perfumes are really like natural,
Natural?
like
Natural remedies?
vegan.
How do we call
Yeah,
it?
vegan remedies. We don't use a lot of alcohol in our perfumes, and that makes them really intensive. Like they smell really intensively. Like 24 hours, you can have these
Oh
perfumes
yes,
on.
I can assure you
Yeah.
the perfumes are really good because Asha, the one you gave me, you sold to me, the one I bought for 35. Ehrlich gesagt, I put it on when I'm going to work and I still smell it. I begin my work at 7 and I'm smelling it at 5. It's still on my Kazakh.
Yeah, our perfumes smell really nice and they are long lasting. So I sell those perfumes online. If you're interested, all you have to do is get me on Instagram. Send me a DM on
Put your
Instagram.
Instagram name on
Yeah.
the comment section. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that people can go and see what you sell. Maybe they
Yes.
can also contact you.
Yes, at Ashlowy.
Yeah.
And we sell cosmetics too. All those nice primers, makeup, anything, jewelry. We
Maybe
sell
one
that.
time you will come here and I ask you how much you earn as a nurse, as a business entrepreneur person, selbstständig, affiliate marketing person.
Yes. I'm
Nurse
also
entrepreneur. She's
Yeah.
a nurse entrepreneur.
Yeah. I also do like besides doing that, I'm also a makeup artist. I recently
Wow,
graduated as a makeup artist. So
Congrats.
if you have a date, you want to go out, you want to look good in the evening, I can do your makeup. I can give you a glam makeup look. So I'm a professional makeup artist as well. And
Yeah. I mean, we're not going to make this video so long. I would just tag Asha's Instagram in the comment section. Until next time, bye.